Shri Vinay Kumarji, the Secretary General, Press Club of India, Shri Utpal Borpujariji, the President of Northeast Media Forum, my colleague Bhubaneswar Karetaji, and your friends. First of all, I would like to thank the Northeastern Media Forum for organizing this event. I personally feel that it is really due. Last time when this very devastating news came to all of us, we were helpless because the situation was such that we could not have made any kind of physical presence or contribution to show that how close we were and how much we felt lost by the sad demise of Kalyanji and Nilakshaji. So, in a way, it has given an opportunity for me, even a year later, but to feel that moment of loss, that we really missed the person who was in fact a kind of, I could say, the face of Northeast media in the parliament. And Bhubaneswar Karetaji just rightly mentioned that ever since 1999, I have been coming to Parliament, and I was as a young member of Parliament, and Kalyan also as a young journalist. His place in that central hall is always easily located because he prefers to sit in a particular that portion in the central hall, and where most of the Northeast MPs will sit around him. So you can imagine the situation where all the members of Parliament from Northeast feel so much comfortable to be around him. That is the magnitude. That is kind of a magnetic kind of personality he had. He was a person who can discuss on any matter about any person or any subject. In a way, he was, although he was mostly covering the political news and political subject, but he could discuss about any other subject matter. And personally, we were always in touch over the phone, and ever since the WhatsApp message was available, we were always in the WhatsApp message sharing the news and views all the time. I used to send certain messages to him to just not as a matter of passing the news, but just as a person, as a friend, just to share, not for the news purpose. And he was a gentleman who knows what is the ethics of journalism. So he will not pass on those messages or anything which I would inform him, and that doesn't form part of a news, and he would keep it into himself. He will always ask me that if it is a news, I would ensure that it is published. If it is not a news for his self-consumption, then he will keep it to himself. So there is a distinction as a person and as a journalist. We do meet. Now, if I meet somebody who is close to me, I'm not meeting as a minister. So there our that level of discussion or our understanding would be totally in a very friendly manner. But when I talk to somebody as a minister, then I will perform the role of a minister. So he was a perfect definition of what a person should be at what point of time. That is why if you see some of his reportings, some of those columns which he had written are well thought of, well researched, and very, very objective. That is why every member of MP from Northeast India felt always comfortable to be around him. And Mr. Karetaji is very well versed with that situation where we were always together in the central hall. So you see some of the senior personalities, wherever they go, wherever they sit, people would always be around. to feel that, I should be part of that conversation, I should be there for some time. That is a person Kalyan Baruah was, and he always, uh, although he had issues about the national importance, but he always projected the interests of Northeast through his wisdom of journalism. And I have seen that personally because we were together for such a long, long time. And today also, it's very difficult to believe that he's not amongst us. This Nose Milestone, this booklet is so nice, and some of the nice pieces here, I was just having a glance. Beautiful, those headlines given here, like Remembering Kalyan, Always Accessible, Ever Smiling by Sanjay Hazarika. Twin shocks difficult to recover from Atul Sharma. His smile was his signature by Ramanuj Datta Chaudhary. And there are many interesting things we should read. It is a small book, so we should be able to just have a glance through this evening itself. And see, there's a one very touching tribute that a person so mindful of her health as we have seen, it seems like a travesty. Assam has lost a great journalist, Partha Jyoti Bora. And our young Gaurav Bove, my friend, has written Remembering Kalyan. I think this is a beautiful tribute to our friend. Now, when we are sitting here remembering Kalyan and Nilaksi, it is difficult to, of course, fill the void, but the legacy continues. The relationship between the media and the politician is something intriguing. We are always together, yet standing sometimes against each other. We are friendly, we exchange notes, we work as a team, but we stand exactly opposite to each other. We are always together, but opposite to each other. So this is a very unique kind of relationship which politicians and journalists share. Kalyanda, when we met in the initial stage, I used to think that what kind of reporting he would give while this discussion was going on. But then I realized that his regular presence in the Parliament House, in the Central Hall, was not always for reporting. It was actually to build a relationship, to understand each other in a much better way.